All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to this pre-recorded broadcast here on YouTube. It's the Windsor Flyers and the Rhode Island Raptors here from Cumberland, Rhode Island, Tucker Field. Once again, and the Raptors will start with a fumble here around the 5-yard line. Going to take it out, though, and get near the 15 if they get there. So once again, folks, Windsor Flyers won the opening toss. They defer to the second half, and the Raptors will start here on offense, led by their quarterback. That is Tony Cabral, number 12. And again, if the Flyers win this game today, they will clinch the number 1 seed in the North Atlantic Division Conference, or the AA Conference. So let's see where they start with football here. Again, led by quarterback Tony Cabral. Last time we saw him here on July 12th in that battle of Rhode Island against the Riptide, he drew the game-winning touchdown with about 35 seconds remaining to June Vinny, giving him a 14-8 victory. They're currently tied, I believe, with the Haverhill Hitmen in second place. Again, I think I've talked about it already. The Flyers are 7-0 on the season. They are the top of the AA Conference, looking to clinch the top seed, like their counterpart, the New England Bombers, did last week, clinching the top seed in the AAA Conference, their win over the Boston Bandits. So now we start with the ball around the 15-yard line. Let's see what they looks like. About plays it about the 15-yard line. So we're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. Are you ready for some football? I know I am. First down for the Raptors, about the 15. Cabral in the shotgun. And Cabral's going to throw. He's going to roll out. And chucking it down the field. Has it made wide open. It's caught on the first play from scrimmage. Getting into Windsor territory. And we just talked about him, folks. June Vinny right at the gate with the big catch. Ball now down at the Flyers' 37-yard line. Huge big play to start this one off for the Raptor offense. Looking to pull off an upset and stay in contention for that number 1 spot themselves here in the North Atlantic Division. And that's a 40-yard plus pass play there. Once again, Cabral finding June Vinny, who these two hooked up for the game-winning touchdown back on July 12th when they defeated the Rhode Island Riptide in a battle of Rhode Island. Of course, that game was also a crossover game. 14-8 was the final of that one. Now it's first down. Ball is at the Flyers, about the 37-yard line. And over a 40-yard pass play there started off. See what they can do on this next play. Cabral is again in the shotgun. And Cabral is going to hand off here on first down. Cut to the outside, breaking off a tackle, break up another tackle. And he will get down to about the 31-yard line. So about a gain of 6, will be second down and 4. So again, over a 40-yard pass play to start this one off here from Tony Cabral, finding his man June Vinny. Again, those two hooked up, and we'll turn the brightest down for the pre-recorded broadcast audience as we get to the best possible view as we can. And June Vinny and Tony Cabral hooked up for the game winner back on July 12th. Raptors now tied with the Haverhill Hitmen for second place in the North Atlantic Division. Second down here at about 4. Got 200 backs here in the backfield. Cabral is again in the shotgun. Cabral pitch out here to the running back. Can't really see the number here, but he gets inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. It's another gain of about 3. It's going to be third down and 1, I do believe, coming up here for the Raptors. So it'll be a big third down stop here for this Flyer defense. By the way, we'll get to it later about how we talk about defense. Raptors defense actually leads the conference in tackles for loss, tackles in total, and sacks. So while we're seeing their offense out here now, of course, they had the big play to start off the game, a 40-plus yard pass play. We're going to have a big matchup coming up when the Flyers offense comes out against that Raptor defense. Again, this is, by the way, folks, I didn't mention this yet. This is the second meeting between these two teams. They met back on June 28th, and that was a close game. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. Third down and 1 here for the Raptors. Ball is about the 28-yard line. Need to get to the 27 for first. Cabral looks like he's changing play at the line here. 2 running backs in the backfield. And Cabral, almost lost it there for a second, and he's going to fall down. And he is not going to get the first, I do not believe. So now, what are they going to do here? It looks like they're going to stay on the field and go for it here on this first possession. They don't want that big play from Vinny to go to waste. And actually, they put the ball back at the 30-yard line, so it looks like he lost the yard. Look, he was trying to hand it off there. Unfortunately, the ball didn't get to the back. And he almost bobbled it, too. He did bobble it. He almost lost it there for a second. He does get it back. But fortunately, goes back a yard. So it's going to be fourth down at about 2 here First, actually, 4th down and 3. They're at the 30 and you get to the 27. So this is a 4th down and 3 here for the Raptors. Flyers trying to make a big stop here on defense to start this game. We go 4th down and 3. 2 running backs to the backfield. Cabral in the shotgun. Cabral pops over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. Nobody was in the area. And they're looking for a flag. They're not going to get one. Flyers defense makes the stop. Our offense will come out when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So the Flyers defense makes the stop. The Flyers offense coming out led by Jamal Brown. Back in at quarterback, and he will hand off here on 1st down. And let's see who it is. Looks like, first of all, the pack of Raptors there. Got to wrap up in the backfield. We're going to zoom in so we get the best possible view we can, as we always do here on YouTube. So we talk about Jamal Brown. Of course, we talked about it during the start of the season. Quarterback James Benedetto was the starting quarterback. Supposed to be the starting quarterback. He had some type of surgery. I believe it was a shoulder surgery before the season, so he sat out the first few games. We saw Jamal Brown step in. And I went up to Brown and I asked him, how many touchdown passes do you have this season? He said he only has 5. And that came as kind of a surprise to me, because I thought he had a lot more than that with how the Flyers were playing. They're 7-0 on the season. 2nd down here, ball's at about the 28. And a delay handoff. There's Jakarian Brown, and Jakarian Brown is wrapped up in the backfield, and we talked about it already, folks. Raptor defense leads the AA conference in tackles for loss. There's another one. A lot of big men making a play there, and it's going to be 3rd down and long here for this Flyer offense. Jakarian Brown, one of the top talented running backs, at least in the conference. I'm not sure about how running backs rank in the entire league here. But it's going to be 3rd down here for this Flyer offense, going up against this strong Raptor defense, who we talked about earlier, folks. Last time these two teams met back on June 28th was a very close game. We're hoping to see the same as we did in that last game. Again, it was about tied at 6 in that 4th quarter until Brown found Earl Wade Jr. late for the go-ahead score. And then the pick 6 by Selig ended the game 24-6 the final. 3rd down, Brown rolling out. Pressure, rolling out to his right now. Still going. Flag is down now, and Brown is going to run. And he will get down to about the 32-yard line, but we have a flag, so hold everything. Let's see who the flag is. I think it's going to be a hold against the Flyers, and I believe the Raptors will decline it. Well, let's check the mark. Let's check what the referee says here. Brown didn't get much there. And again, the flag is down back where Brown was being pressured and rolling out all over the place. See the white cap there. Right next to the flag, waiting to pick it up. He'll give it the official call here. See if he waves it and maybe there's no flag at all. And he's discussing one of his other officials here. Still waiting for that call. And it's an illegal block at the back against the Flyers. And it looks like the penalty was accepted by the Raptors. Oh, it's going to be 3rd down again here. 3rd down in a minivan, as people love to hear. And we'll move the camera for the live streamers. It's going to be 3rd down in a minivan here for the Flyers. Again, that Raptor defense looking to stand strong as they have all season long. Leading AA conference at least. Not sure about the entire league, but leading the AA conference in sacks, tackles, and tackles for loss. And they've shown that here, tackling Jakarian Brown in the backfield, not just once, but twice. Leading to this now 3rd down and long. Of course, the penalty didn't help them much either. So what the Raptors defense to do here is be 3rd down very long. Ball looks to be back at about the 16-yard line. About 3rd down and 21 here. Brown throws to the sideline. That pass is dropped. And it'll hit there. No flag for that one. That pass was out of the hands of Dexter Berry. And so now we're going to see a punt here. The Raptors defense does stand strong on this drive. And we're going to see our first punt of the game here. Raptors offense went for it on 4th down. They were able to convert. And we're going to have Avi Schwimmer. Again, not to be confused with Friends actor David Schwimmer. He's going to punt this one away. I'm going to show you here, folks. One of the Raptors standing back near midfield. I'll go back to where Sherman's going to punt this ball away. Raptors defense standing strong here on this first drive. Offense will have a second chance. Try to make the first score of the game. Gets this one away. It's a nice punt here. And this one's going to bounce and be taken at about the 40-yard line, cutting outside. Oh, man, gets that block, and he needed. And here he goes, down the sideline. One man to beat. And he's going to go inside the 5. And a flag to boot, but he is down inside the 5. They're not going to call it a touchdown. And there's that window, so I do apologize for the live stream, folks. But what a return by June Vinny. Having saw quite the game those already. He has a 40-plus yard catch on the first play. Now he brings the punt all the way down inside the 5. And they're going to get a flag here against the Flyers as well. So bring it inside the 5. Or about maybe the 1 or 2 yard line here. Right, officials getting together to discuss this penalty. So number 90 is there trying to see what they're going to say. That's Chekubetin. Hope I said that right. So a big return by June Vinny, setting the Raptors up. They're going to have a 1st and goal no matter what the penalty is here, because I believe it's going to be against the Flyers, and that was a big return again. June Vinny all over the place so far to start this game. Had the big catch on the first play from scrimmage, and now with the punt return here all the way down inside the 5-yard line. We're still waiting for official word on what the penalty is going to be here. Still discussion going on here. Now I'll show you here, folks. You get to move the camera here. Yeah, one official standing near the 40-yard line. I'm not sure why. Looks like he is going to... Now he's going to stand at about the 23-yard line. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, and that's where we're going to place the football. So it might have been a penalty here against the Raptors. And so they take away that big punt return by June Vinny. I thought the penalty was going to be against the Flyers. It is not. It's going to be against the Raptors. And that's a huge blow for what was a big return by June Vinny. Got it down inside the 5-yard line. Unfortunately, it looks like some type of block in the back going against the Raptors. So they'll start their second drive here at about the 23-yard line of the Flyers. Again, it was a nice return. About a 30-some-yard return there by June Vinny. So Corbel and the offense coming out. They're starting, again, at the 23-yard line of the Flyers. Looking to put the first points of the game here on their second drive. Corbel pitches out here. Looks like number 21. Cutting it the outside, and he will get to about the 20-yard line. So about a gain of 3 on that carry. And number 21 for the Raptors here is Amula. He's had a couple big plays in that last game we saw. When these two teams met last time again, folks, this is the second meeting between these two teams. They met back in week number 3, back on June 28th. It was a 6-6 game late in the 4th until, on a 4th down and goal, Jamal Brown found Earl Wade Jr. for the go-ahead score. And in the end, you had Nick Selig, who's had himself quite another great season, former Worcester Wildcat, formerly the New England Bulldogs as well, sealing the victory with the pick 6, a 24-6 victory for the Flyers over the Raptors. Raptors looking to return the favor here. Just second down here, ball's at about the 20. Call it about second down at 7. Corbel rolling out pressure from the Flyers. Pass is caught. And it's dragging him. He's going out of bounds finally. Looks like the pass was caught by number 18. That's Kyle McKellick, who had a very big interception, by the way, in that game against the Flyers last time these two teams met. McKellick making that catch, and he was dragged out of bounds pretty much. Again, heavy pressure. It looked like the Flyers were showing blitz there on that one. now the ball is at about, looks like the 21. So that's only a gain of 2. It's going to be third down here. Once again for the Raptors. Again, they had the last drive they went for on fourth down. Could not convert. So the Windsor defense can make a stop here, or if the Raptors can put the first points of the board here in the first. Third down coming up for the Raptors. Corbel in the shotgun. Corbel. Pressure again. Chucking it to the end zone. He overthrew everybody. Nobody for the Raptors was there. 3 Flyers in the vicinity. Passes incomplete. Well, let's see if they bring out their kicker here, or if they're going to go for it here for the second time in this first quarter. We are scoreless, by the way, here in the first quarter. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week here on YouTube. We're on the Facebook live stream. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Tucker Field in Cumberland, Rhode Island, about 15 miles approximately outside of Providence. Sun is setting here. We have 7 p.m. kickoffs. Last time we were here on July 12th, we had a 4:30 kickoff. Until the high school season beginning very soon, the Raptors were told, no more of those 4:30 kickoffs. You're going to have some 7 p.m. kickoffs the rest of the way. And the Raptors will go for here for a second time here on fourth down. Be fourth down at about 8 here at the 21-yard line. Cabral throws to the side. Pass is caught. And he is going to get the first down, I do believe. Got to about right where he needed to be. And it'll depend on the spot. And they're going to say first down for the Raptors, and that's a big fourth down conversion. Raptors now 1 for 2 on fourth down in this game. And you see the Raptor bench cheering on their offense as they get the first down. They just get enough for the first down. Ball is now at the Flyer 13-yard line. So they literally got right to that line. And the drive stays alive here in the first. Again, we are scoreless here in this heavyweight matchup here between 2 teams out of the North Atlantic Division. Flyers looking to clinch the number 1 seed with the win. Raptors looking to stay alive with the Haverhill Hitmen. Both of those teams tied up for second place. Those 2 teams meet in the regular season finale. That could be a big one here at the end of the year. First down at the 13. Corbel pumps, chucking it to the end zone, and the pass is overthrown. And I can't see who the intended receiver was, but I can tell you that the pass is overthrown out of the end zone. And so bring up second down here from the 13-yard line. Got a big fourth down conversion, getting right to where they need it to be. A short pass again. The Flyers brought the pressure for a second time on that play on that fourth down. Raptors able to get away from it. Pass from Cabral was a little outside, but he was able to get it off. And they were able to get that first down. Now second down here from the 13-yard line. Scoreless game here in the first between the Rhode Island Raptors and Windsor Flyers. Second meeting between these 2 teams. And Cabral hands off here. And running back breaking away, bringing off another tackle, and he would be brought down inside the 10 to about the 9. So it'll be third down, about 6 coming up here from the 9-yard line. So once again, let's see if the Raptors can make something happen here on offense, or if the Windsor defense can make a stop. Third down and 6 coming up here. Raptors 1 for 2 so far on fourth down, so I wouldn't put it past them to see if they potentially go for it here again on fourth down. Should they not convert this third down? But let's see. Be third down and 6 from the 9. They need to get to the 3 for a first. Of course, they're looking for that goal line to get the touchdown. Scoreless game. For those that aren't aware, the Raptors are the team in purple. Flyers are the team in orange. We have a color shirt tonight. 3 receivers top of your screen here on third down and 6. Cabral. Pressure over the middle, and the pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Earl Wade Jr. And he is brought down at the 15-yard line. Windsor defense making a huge play there on third down and 6. The pass again intercepted in the end zone by Earl Wade Jr. And that looks to be the end of the first quarter. What a way to end that first quarter. We're scoreless. And we'll be right back for the second quarter. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Start of the second quarter, everybody. We're scoreless here in Cumberland, Rhode Island, between the Rhode Island Raptors and the Windsor Flyers. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. My name's Stephen Err. We're here at Tucker Field once again in Cumberland, Rhode Island, right just outside of Providence. Windsor defense ending the quarter with a interception by Earl Wade Jr. Now here's a pass complete. And he will try and get something going here. Pass was caught. Let's get a name here for you. Number 11 as Keenan Collins. And two flags are coming out here after the play. Get some extracurriculars here. Getting a lot on the line here for the Rhode Island Raptors. They're playing with all their heart out here. So again, pass caught there by Keenan Collins, who has a couple touchdown catches here this season. At least 3 I can count that I've broadcasted. And so, let's see if they... I don't know if they give the penalty here against... Looks like they're giving a penalty against the Flyers here. I thought it was going to be against the Raptors. But that's going to take away the pass play there by June Vinny. Excuse me, that was Keenan Collins again. We apologize for that, folks. Keenan Collins made that catch. And that's going to back the Flyers up. And they're going to place the football near the 5-yard line, it appears here. So again, we're scoreless here, folks, but we had a lot of big plays to start this one off. The 40-yard pass play from Tony Cabral to June Vinny on the Raptors' first play from scrimmage. And then just to end that first quarter, we had the interception in the end zone by Earl Wade Jr. Now it's second down here for the Flyers. Ball goes over the head of Brown. He gets it back, rolling out. He's in his own end zone. And let's see if he is down. The ball came out, but they're going to call him down. And that was a close play. Raptors looking for the safety here. Ball went over the head of Brown. Was able to get it back, but he was in his own end zone. Had to roll out to his right. And looked like he was able to get out of the end zone to avoid the safety there. And that ball is right. Again, it's about the 1-yard line. So it's going to be third down in a minivan here. So after the interception by Earl Wade Jr., the Flyers offense is going backwards here to start this drive. Third down in a minivan. Ball is back at the Flyer 1-yard line. They need to get a big play here. 4-receiver set here for the Flyers. And Brown's just going to hand it off here to Jacarian Brown. And Jacarian Brown's going to get a hold of the middle. Still going near about the 15-yard line. So about the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to do it for that drive, I do believe. And it's going to be fourth down. I do believe we're going to see another punt here for the Flyers. Or are we? I don't know, folks. Looks like the Flyers offense might be staying out there here on fourth down. It's going to be 4th and 10. They're about the 15-yard line. There is. See, Bobby Schwimmer. I did it, folks. Bobby Schwimmer is back deep to punt this ball away for the Flyers. It looks like I see number 2, Shane Davis Jr., standing inside Flyer territory, and now stopped your play. So we'll pause. We'll be right back right here on YouTube. So the Flyers will punt for the second time here tonight in this second quarter. So that's an interception in the end zone by Earl Wade Jr. and to get anything done. And the punt here is a high punt here by Schwimmer. It's going to take a bounce here and roll. And the Raptors are once again have good starting field position. They're going to start the Flyer 40 when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So for the second time here in this game on offense, the Raptors starting inside Flyer territory. They have the ball now at the Windsor 45. We're scoreless here in the second quarter. Watch the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Tucker Field in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Now first down handoff here. Finding a big hole going down the sideline. And he is pushed out near the 25 at the 26-yard line. That's about a 19-yard gain there. Another first down for the Raptors. Again, we are scoreless here in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Had a couple big plays. Had a nice punt return by June Vinny. On the first play from scrimmage, Tony Cabral found June Vinny for a 40-plus yard pass play. That drive led to a fourth down failure. And on the second drive for the Raptors offense, an interception in the end zone. Intercepted by Earl Wade Jr. Unfortunately, the Flyers backed themselves up and had to punt for the second time on their last drive. So here we are. Third drive for the Raptors. First down. Ball is at the 26. Cabral pitched it out here. Looks like Mula again, and he will be stopped at about the 16. Looks like about the 16-yard line, maybe the 21. Either way, it looks like it'll be about a gain of 5 here on that carry. Again, I hope I'm getting the numbers right here for the Raptors. Again, these guys are wearing their purple jerseys here today. I'm not sure if we're getting the jerseys right. Last time we saw them, they were wearing their red jerseys, and I was able to kind of see the numbers there on the jerseys. But now they're wearing their purple jerseys, and they kind of match. The numbers kind of match the jerseys, so hope for the best here. We're second down, about 5 here for the Raptors. We're scoreless here in the second quarter. We're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube and on the live stream. My name is Stephen Earl. We're here at Tucker Field in Cumberland, Rhode Island, about 15 miles outside of Providence, give or take. Cabral throws to the sideline, and he just missed everybody. Not even the defender was there. Opening up third down 5 here. Once again, the Flyers defense trying to make a stop here. Done that so far on the first 2 drives. He had the, again, we've talked about it already, the fourth down failure by the Raptor offense, and then he had the interception in the end zone by Earl Wade Jr. So both offenses really struggling here to start this one off. The Flyers have punted twice. It's been a defensive battle. So if you're a fan of defense, you're enjoying this game. We're glad you're here with us. It'll be third down 5 here after the incompletion there by Cabral. Yeah, folks, if the Flyers win tonight, they clinch the number 1 seed in the AA Conference. And should they run their table, they'll host the AA Conference in either September or October. Third down 5. Cabral looks like he's going to take off here. And he will be wrapped up inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. It's going to be a couple yards short of that first down. So again, the Raptors they're actually 1 for 2. I mentioned this already. They are 1 for 2 on 4th downs here in this game. Let's see if they go for it here on 4th down for the third time tonight. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do here. Try to put the first points of the game here up on the board here in the second quarter. And they're going to go for it here on 4th down and call it about 3. Call it about the 19-yard line. So about 4th down to 3. Flyers trying to make a no stop here. 4th down and 3. This is the third time the Raptors are going for it on 4th down in this game. Cabral, pressure, floats it to the end zone, and the pass is tipped away. Ball knocked away by Demoy Ennis. And he had a chance at an interception. He was the only one there. And once again, the Flyer defense makes a stop. And we remain scoreless here in the second. A defensive battle between two of the top teams in the AA Conference. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So first down here, Brown hands off to Brown. And Brown falls down at about the 20-yard line. Maybe got an extra yards. And you see one of the Raptors there on the bottom of your screen, about the bottom left, looking for a flag. Didn't see what happened there. Maybe number 72 might have pushed them or something. I didn't see it. Apparently the ref didn't either, so we play on. Again, folks, we are scoreless here in the second quarter. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube and on the live stream. My name is Stephen Earl. We're here at Tucker Field here in Cumberland, Rhode Island, about 15 miles outside of Providence. Defensive battle thus far. Flyers have been forced to punt twice in this game thus far. Raptors offense 1 for 3 on 4th downs. And they're going to, well, Brown's going to take it himself here on 2nd down. He will get to about the 29-yard line. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down. I see the ref there signaling, and indeed, he's going to have enough for the first down. And I'm not sure, folks. That might be the first down of the day for the Flyer offense. And we're here in the second quarter. Got to be near that latter half of the second quarter as well. Again, folks, defensive battle thus far between these two teams. Strong defense. It'll be first down for the Flyers at the 29-yard line. We're scoreless here in a second. Brown throws to the side, and that ball was tipped away. And I'm not sure it didn't hit the helmet of Jaquarian Brown there, his own running back. But nonetheless, 2nd down and 10 coming up. And if you missed it already, folks, talked about it. We'll keep talking about it, folks. I'll keep saying it. If the Flyers win this game today, they will clinch the #1 seed in the North Atlantic Division. Of course, we saw last week the New England Bombers clinch the #1 seed in the AAA Conference, defeating the Boston Bandits 26-21. And that could lead to some very important games in the regular season finale. We'll talk about that in just a moment, because there are 2 games that could determine who are the #2 seeds in the AA and the AAA at the end of the year. Brown steps up over the middle, and it's caught. And there's Earl Waite Jr., and he gets down inside the 50. Earl Waite Jr.'s first catch after the interception in the end zone. He has his first catch here on offense. And it's the second first down here on the drive. Second of the game here for the Flyer offense. Ball officially down at about the 47.5-yard line. So we first down now. Ball at the Raptor 47-yard line. We'll call it there. And Brown hands off here to Brown. And Brown gets to about the 45-yard line. It's about a gain of 2. So again, folks, we talk about this week. This is probably your game of the week. You might want to argue that it could be the Middleborough Cobras taking on the Mill City Eagles, because that is a AAA matchup. But the Eagles, they're kind of the mid team in the AAA Conference. They're fighting for a playoff spot. Don't get me wrong. But the top 3 in the AAA seem to be glued shut. It's the Cobras, it's the Bandits, and it is the New England Bombers. Mill City right outside of those 3. So pretty much this is your game of the week. Outside of this game, and again, the Cobras game between them and the Eagles, not much excitement this week. And next week, don't get me started about next week. Talk about that during the 4th quarter. Brown pumps, throws, passes, incomplete, throwing out into triple coverage. Intended, and once again going for Dexter Berry. That's Berry's second drop, but of course that was not the smartest throw there by Brown. He threw into triple coverage. 3rd down coming up for the Flyers. This has been the most promising drive for them here in this game. They have 2 first downs. They didn't have any on their first couple drives. Had a couple punts. And we have reached the 2-minute warning, so we'll pause. And we'll be right back right here on YouTube. 2-minute warning. Brown throws to the sideline, and that pass is bobbled and incomplete. And again, it's Berry. That's the 3rd time they go for Berry, and the 3rd time they don't get Berry. And I missed the dad joke there, folks. They did not get Berry far. And I am internally laughing at my own joke. And so, I do believe it's going to be 4th down here for the Flyers. Ball is at the 45-yard line. And the Flyers are going to go for it here. They're not going to punt this one away. This has been their most promising drive here in the game. They're trying to score here. Again, we are scoreless here with 2 minutes left in the half. Heavy defense for both sides. 4th down coming up. See if the Raptors defense can make a stop here. But the Flyers can get something going here on offense. 4th down at the 45. Brown. Pressure, steps up, chucking it. And the pass. Looks like it was caught. This time Berry comes down with the catch. At about the 36-yard line. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Flyers. A toe-tapping catch there by Dexter Berry, excuse me. Got my berries mixed up, folks. And that's a big 4th down conversion there for the Flyers, and they're going to have the ball at about the Raptor 35-yard line. We are scoreless here with under 2 minutes left here in the first half. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. First down, ball at the Raptor 35-yard line. High snap. Brown hands off here to Brown. Well, Brown actually is going to take himself. And again, there's 2 Browns here, folks. You got your Jamal Brown is the starting quarterback here for the Flyers, and Jakarian Brown is the star running back here for the Flyers. That's why you hear me say Brown hands off to Brown, because Brown is handing off to Brown. Brown. And it looks like the Raptors called a timeout, so we'll pause right here on YouTube. Under 2 minutes left here in the half. So after the Raptor timeout, we have 2nd down here for the Flyer. We have under 2 minutes left here in the half. We're scoreless. between these two AA conference teams. And Brown, looks like we must have a free play, steps up, chucking it deep, has a man wide open, and he overthrew him. Actually underthrew him. Apologize, folks. I saw Earl Way Jr. there. He was going deep. Looked like the ball was going to get to him, but that ball was underthrown. Yeah, two receivers there in the vicinity for the Flyers. Could not get to either of them. So third down coming up here. Again, the Flyers trying to get on the board here. The first team to do so here in this game. Again, they're trying to clinch the #1 seed with the victory here tonight. They'll get to 8-0 in the season with 2 games left. They'll have a 3-game lead. They'll have a 3-game lead if the Hitmen win tonight. If the Hitmen win tonight, they might still be 2 behind the Flyers, but the Flyers already have the tiebreaker. Brown to the sideline. That went overthrow. Once again, it's Berry. And that's the 4th time they went to Dexter Berry, and the 4th time, they got nothing going. And we got some chit-chatting, hoot-hollering going on here. Not sure if it's between the guys on the field or the guys here on the Raptor bench. But it's going to be 4th down here. Ball is at the 37-yard line. And just like they did, we talked about this before, folks, this is the 2nd time these two teams are meeting. Flyers defeated the Raptors 24-6 in their Week 3 meeting. But that game was tied at 6 with just under a couple minutes left. Actually, about a minute and a half left in the 4th quarter. Now it's scoreless here, close to the end of the half. So once again, the Raptors giving the Flyers all they could handle. So the Flyers try to clinch the #1 seed in the AAA Conference. 4th down. Let's see if this is the last play of the half. It just might be. And we're going to get a false start here against the Flyers. Look at one more play. It looks like this is going to be the last play of the half. And we're scoreless. Defense heavy first half. Ball now back about the 42-yard line. So yeah, that's a false start there against the Flyers. And let's see, folks, if this is the end of the first half. I'm not sure. We're about to find out. And now the Flyers are actually punting here. So this is the 3rd punt of the day here for the Flyers. Looks like this is gonna be the end of the half. And no flag. Oh, they do the flag. The Raptors have 12 men. They got to take this punt from inside the 10, cut it outside. This one's got to come back, and he is going to be wrapped up at about the 20-yard line. But there's a flag. This one is against the Raptors. Raptors had 12 men on the field. So let's see if they give that. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be a repeat 4th down just because the Flyers had the false start. So it's not a first down for the Flyers. So it's going to be a repeat 4th down, if anything. Let's see what they call here. Officials getting together to discuss. Let's see if they call it at the end of the half. Scoreless game here. Again, it might have been a first down if the Flyers didn't get the false start on the last play. Because the Raptors had 12 men. They were screaming for their last guy to get off. But unfortunately, Schwimmer got the punt off before they were able to get their 12th guy off. So when to see if this is the end of the half or not. I'm not exactly sure. No official word here. Raptors are getting ready to return another punt here. Or they might be sending their offense out here. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm not sure what the flag was. I thought it was going to be 12 men against the Raptors. Now we get a repunt here. Doesn't seem to be the case, however. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Raptors offense out here. They have the ball at the 20-yard line. I know that much. I can tell you that. Oh, only a few ticks left here in the first half. We're scoreless between the Raptors and the Flyers. First down, ball at the 20-yard line. Cabral. Bob's chucking it up the field, and the pass is overthrown. So again, offensive struggles continue, not just for the Flyers, but also the Raptors. And we're getting into the playoff here before the end of the half, it looks like. And we were at the 2-minute warning not a little while ago. So we second that at ball at the 20-yard line here for the Raptors. 0-0 between the Raptors and Flyers here at the end of the half. See if we have some type of explosive play here, or if we just end the half. Corbell's like pitched it out here to the running back, cut to the outside, and that's a big hit. From up here, look like helmet to helmet, no flags. Once again, it's Earl Wade Jr. coming away with a big play there. Please stop the clock again because running back went out of bounds, and it's going to be third down here. I'm not sure how much time we have left here in this first half. Referee's controlling the clock here. Ball is at the 28-yard line. So we third down at 2. And the Flyers call timeout, so we'll be right back right here on YouTube. So we third down here for the Raptors. I heard about 22 seconds left here in the half. We're scoreless. Watch the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Steve Adair. We're here at Tucker Field, the Covenant, just outside of Providence. Third down. Low snap. And Corbell goes down. And I got to call him down. Somebody had the football. I'm not exactly sure who. It was like Corbell took the snap, got down on his knees, but somehow the running back wound up with the football. But they call him down. It's going to be fourth down here. And it looks like they officially call Corbell down there. Back at about the 26-yard line. 24-yard line, excuse me. Looking at the wrong end, wrong thing here. Flyers get the ball to start the second half, by the way, folks. They defer to the second half on the opening kickoff. The Raptors came right out of the gate with a 4-yard pass play from Tony Cabral to June Vinny. However, that drive stalled after a fourth down failure. On their second drive, they went for a third down at 6. Went to the end zone. The pass was intercepted by Earl Wade Jr. Unfortunately for the Flyers, their offense hasn't done much either. They've punted 3 times here in this game. And it looks like the Raps are going to punt here, so we have a lot going on here at the end of this half here, folks. Very long end of this first half. The Flyers are going to have another chance here, and we're going to show you here, folks. Got a couple Flyers standing here in midfield, trying to make their first score of the game. And this is the first punt of the day for the Raptors. So a total of 4 punts, 3 here by Windsor. And I believe we can make a delay game here against the Raptors. And it will be a delay game, so we back them up 5 more yards. And that's a win there for the Flyers. They're going to get better field position here depending on how this punt goes. And we'll get a long end of these final 2 minutes have been very long here for this game. Now you got Flyers, just show you right here, folks. They're standing inside Raptor territory. Now we get back to the punt. High punt. It looks like it's going to take a bounce and will be downed at about the 40. So the Flyers offense come back out. One last chance here at the end of the half. We're scoreless here in Cumberland. Flyers with a chance here to score for the end of the half. They have the ball at the Raptor 40-yard line. Brown and Brown in the backfield. Brown steps up, hit as he throws, and the pass is intercepted. Going on the sideline. He's finally pushed out of bounds at about the 47. The pass was picked by Latrell Perry. So just one play on that last drive. Latrell Perry getting the interception. And the defenses continue to just dominate this first half. Both sides now have an interception. Of course, the Raptors bringing the pressure there. Brown was looking for the deep pass. He was hit as he threw it. And Latrell Perry was there for the interception. So the Raptors with a chance here at the end of the half. Again, I'm not sure how much time we have left here in this half, but it's been a very long end of this half. It looks like they actually brought the ball back into Raptor territory. And now the Flyer offense is back out there. So it looks like they took the interception away by Latrell Perry. Flyer offense still has the ball here. On out to 36. Brown steps up. Chucking it deep, and the pass is caught. And they're going to say he's down, I do believe. I didn't see a signal for a touchdown. Looks like the pass was called by Demoyanis, who had that play in the end zone on the other side. So it is no touchdown. Down at the 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we are scoreless at the end of the first half. We'll be right back for the second half. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Start of the second half, everybody. We're scoreless between the Windsor Flyers and the Rhode Island Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. I'm Stephen Herr. Flyers starting the ball with the ball to start the second half, and they're cutting it here to the outside and getting inside the 25 near the 30. And I'm not sure, the ball might have been out. Got a couple flags coming in. It might have just been extracurriculars. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's been that type of game here to start this one off, folks. A very dominant defensive battle. Flyers have punted 3 times in this first half. Raptors are 1 for 3 on 4th down, and both teams have thrown an interception on offense. Of course, at the end of that half, Jamal Brown almost threw a touchdown pass to Demoyanis. Stopped right about the 1-yard line. That pass was thrown to triple coverage too, so that was a nice catch there by Ennis. But they called him down at the 1-yard line. Initially looked like he had got into the end zone for the first score of the game, but nope. So we start the second half. Again, we're scoreless. We're here at Tucker Field at Covington, Rhode Island, about 15 miles outside of Providence. Now they moved the ball near about the 45-yard line, so looks like it was a penalty here against the Raptors. I'm not exactly sure what the penalty was for, but here we go. Start the second half. First down, Windsor at their own 45. And Brown's going to hand it off here to Brown. Brown right up the middle. There goes Jakeria Brown breaking all tackles down inside the 35. Looked like he might have lost the football. It doesn't look like the ball was lost. Just a big run there by Jakeria Brown, getting the ball deep into Raptor territory. A big run there starts the second half for the Windsor offense. That's their 3rd first down in this game as we start the second half. It'll be first down here. Ball is officially at about the 29-yard line here for the Flyers. Try to get the first point of the game. Brown heads off here to Brown again on first down. And he's still going down near the, it looks like, let's see, we can see inside the 20. A nice first drive here for the Flyers here in the second half. They're going to turn this game around as we are scoreless here. Neither offense is able to get anything done, although both teams had promising drives. Raptors had a couple of them. Failing on a first down on their first one, and an interception in the end zone on their second. Timeout Raptors. Start the second half. Windsor threatening to score for the first points of the game. First down for the Flyers at the Raptor 18-yard line after the timeout. Brown pumps, throws, and this pass is incomplete. Oh no, now they're ruling it an interception, I do believe. No, it's incomplete. Another bad throw there by Brown. That looks like it was almost intercepted in the end zone. But the refs say he was out of bounds trying to make the catch. So the Flyers get away with one there. Apologize to the YouTube audience, trying to presume I get your best possible view as we can here on the pre-record broadcast. Again, at the end of that first half, folks, the Flyers almost had their first points of the game here. Brown found his guy Ennis, but he was tackled right at the 1-yard line as time expired here in the half, so no touchdown. Went to the half scoreless. We're still scoreless here in the third. And now second down, ball at the Raptor 18-yard line. Brown throws to the sideline, and another miscommunication here to Brown and one of his receivers. Third down 10 coming up here. And the offensive miscues continue for both sides. Of course, we got to see the Raptors offense yet in this first half. However, though offensive miscues, we've seen a lot of them here in this game thus far. And so far here in the second half, seen a lot of them here from the Flyers. The run game led by Jakarian Brown got them deep here in the Raptor territory. And now it's their passing game that's gotten down to a third down, ball at the 18-yard line. Scoreless game here in the third. Third down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Brown is going to take it himself here on third down. Cut to the outside, and he will. Looks like he went up for the first down. It's going to be first down and goal for the Flyers. Once again, trying to get the first score of the game. That marker does read first down and goal. Can't exactly see where the ball is. You see the ball right there in the middle of the screen. I can't see it from my end. See about the 7-yard line. So he got about 11 yards on third down and 10. So it's first and goal for the Flyers at the 7-yard line. Brown and Brown once again the backfield here on first and goal. Brown hands off here to Brown. Brown spinning away. And the Raptors defense making a great stop there at the goal line. Stowing away from a touchdown. And now the Flyers are sniffing at that goal line. They're at second and goal, ball at the half-yard line. Okay, folks, we are scoreless here in the third quarter of this matchup between two of the top teams in the AA Conference. Flyers, with the win here today, clinch the top seed. And then the Raptors, talked about it earlier, have a big game in the regular season finale. We get to that in a little bit. Now we have second down and goal, ball around the inch line. Brown to Brown to the backfield again. High snap, Brown hands off to Brown. Brown cut to the outside, and Jakarian Brown is in the end zone for the touchdown. We have our first score of the game, and a flag to boot. Jakarian Brown with the first touchdown of the game, and the Flyers now lead at 6-0. I do believe the flag is going to be after the play, so I think it's going to be against the Raptors, but we'll see. Let's check the marker. Jakarian Brown getting the first touchdown of the game. 6-0 Windsor as of right now. We'll see about the flag here. You hear the Windsor bench clap it over there on the other side, signifying that it is indeed a penalty. But against the Raptors. So the Ja'Karian Brown touchdown stands at 6-0 Windsor. Offense staying. Looks like this offense is staying out there. Gonna go for 2 or try to make it anything game. And here comes Brown. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Try to make it anything game. First score of the game coming here in the third quarter. But a defensive battle on the first drive of the second half. Flyers getting into the end zone. Led by the run game, I should mention. Ja'Karian Brown had those big runs that set him up. Now it's like they're actually going to bring Schwimmer on for the extra point, try to make it a 7 out the game. I think for a second the offense is staying out there, trying to make it go for a 2-point conversion. Are they going to put their all-star kicker out there for the extra point? By the way, Schwimmer, 5 for 5 on extra points last week. On the AA Special 18 Players Team of the Week. His first extra point tonight is good. Ja'Karian Brown, the first touchdown of the game, and the Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 7-0 here in the third. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So looks like there was a penalty against the Raptors after the touchdown by Ja'Karian Brown. So the Flyers are kicking off from midfield. 7-0 Windsor. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err, and we got another cheer here on the Windsor bench. I'm not exactly sure what just happened. The kickoff goes out of bounds, so the Raptors are going to have some good field position to start this next drive. Their first drive of the second half, trying to even this game up now at 7. It's 7-0 Windsor. Flyers looking to win the number 1 seed here in the AA Conference or the North Atlantic Division Conference, which means they would host the championship game at Rockville High School in Vernon, Connecticut, whenever that might be. And if we don't really know anything about the postseason as of right now, folks, it might be a semifinal, it might be just one game, a championship game with all 3 conferences. We're not sure yet. Stay tuned for updates as they become available. What we do know is that the Raptors are starting with the football here at the 25-yard line. 7-0 Windsor here in the third quarter. First down, Raptors at the 25. Low snap, Cabral hands off here on first down. The Flyer defense there to make the stop. Big play there. Looks like number 42, the first one there. That is Percy. Let me see if I can say his last name here, folks. Percy Gladding. First man I saw out there on that tackle. And offensive miscues for both sides. That streak ended though as Ja'Karian Brown got into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game here on the last drive for the Flyers, their first of the second half. That's where we stand right now. 7-0 Windsor, trying to win the number 1 seed in the North Atlantic Division Conference. I was about to say the Colonial Conference, but that was last week. Second down. We're all pitching it out here again. It looks like lost the football. Ball is out on the ground. Flyers pick it up. And another huge play here for the Windsor defense. Their offense could have great field position to try to extend their lead here in the third when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So after the fumble, the Flyers are starting first and goal inside the Raptor 5, and the Raptors are going to call a timeout. A little miscommunication here on defense. So we'll be right back. Once again, folks, after the fumble there on the last drive by the Raptors, Flyers first and goal here, try to extend on their 7-0 lead here in the third. Brown hands off here. That's Ozzie Hill, I do believe. No signal yet. I gotta say he's down at about the 1-yard line. Let's see if I got the name right. I saw number 30 out there. I don't have number 30 in my roster. 31 is Ozzie Hill. It'll be second and goal here for the Flyers. Got a costly fumble there by the Raptors on that last possession. Flyers pick it up. Now they're sniffing the end zone for the second time here in the second half. Second to go from the 1-yard line. Brown in the shotgun. And a delay handoff here, and he is brought down in the backfield. Another nice play there by the Raptor defense. So their offense continues to struggle here in this game. The defense is making do. It's going to be 3rd down and goal here, about the 3-yard line. Just when you thought the Flyers were easily going to punch their way to the end zone, Raptor defense says, not today. 3rd and goal coming up here from about the 3-yard line. Flyers up 7-0 here in the 3rd quarter. Watch the New England Football League Game of the Week. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Tucker Field at Cumberland, Rhode Island. About 15 miles outside of Providence. 3rd down goal from the 3-yard line. Flyers trying to capitalize up to the fumble. 2 backs in the backfield. Brown in the shotgun. Brown to the end zone, and the pass is overthrown. And a flag afterward. It looks like they're going to get interference. Raptor bench trying to say that pass was over the head of everybody, not even catchable. And now we have a second flag in the end zone as well. So it looks like the Flyers are going to get a fresh set of downs here. They're going to look like they're going to call interference. That's 1st and goal here for the Flyers after the penalty, because they did call interference against the Raptors. Flyers up 7-0, trying to extend on their lead here in the 3rd quarter. Brown's going to take it himself. And once again, the Raptor defense making a nice play at the goal line. What a strong Raptor defense we've seen here tonight. Seen all season long, and we talked about it earlier, folks. This team leads the conference in tackles, sacks, and tackles for loss. And they're showing just why right there. Making that stop right at the goal line. Brown trying to punch it himself, was unable to. So it'll be 2nd down and goal, about the 1-yard line. 7-0 Flyers trying to extend their lead here in the 3rd. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. I'm Stephen Earl. We're here at Tucker Field, at Cumberland, Rhode Island. About 15 minutes outside of Providence. Second and goal. Ball goes over the head of Brown. And he's falling on top of it at about the 9-yard line. Well, that was a miscue there by the Flyer offense, the first of the second half, but not the first of the game. And now it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 9. Had many opportunities down here inside the 5. Raptors defense had made a stop. Then an interference call on 3rd and goal gave the Flyers a fresh set of downs. And now once again the Flyers trying to get something going here. Now they're backing themselves up here. It's 3rd and goal back at the 9. That ball went over the head of Brown. 7-0 Flyers here in the 3rd quarter still. Flyers trying to clinch the #1 seed in the AA conference. Should have them hosting the championship game in September or October if they could run the table. Look for their 2nd consecutive championship game after winning the 2023 ECFL championship game. 3rd down goal from the 9. Brown throws, passes, caught. And they're going to be short of the goal line here. It's going to be 4th down coming up. It looks like the Flyers are going to send in Avi Schwimmer. So a big win there for the Raptor defense, despite the pass interference call going against them, giving the Flyers a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Defense was able to make a couple stops and then the fumble on 2nd down. So we'll see Schwimmer come on and try to make this a 10-0 game here in the 3rd. And Schwimmer won the AA Special Teams Player of the Week last week, going 5 for 5 on his extra points, as the Flyers defeated the Hitmen 41-18 last week out in Berry, Connecticut. Trying to make his first field goal here tonight. Kick is up, and it is short, no good. And another big win for the Rhode Island Raptors, still down 7 Offense coming back out when we come back. You watch the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube and on the live stream. Raptors starting their next drive. Ball at their own 20-yard line. Down 7-0 here in the third. Cabral in the shotgun. And Cabral pitched it out here to the running back. Break it off one tackle and try to get away from another, but he is spin down about the 25-yard line, about a gain of 5. Got halfway where he needed to go for that first down. So how about that, folks? The Flyers had first and goal at the 5-yard line. And on third down and goal, they had an interference go against the Raptors, so they had first and goal at the 1. Went all the way to a fourth down and goal. And then the missed field goal by Avi Schwimmer. That's a big miss by the Windsor General. Had a clean chance at extending their 7-0 lead. They come away with nothing. We remain 7-0 here in the third. And Raptors have a chance. Low snap, Cabral hands off here, and he is going to be brought down in the backfield. I do believe it looked like for a second there that the Windsor defense was able to make that stop in the backfield. So it'll be third down and goal coming up nonetheless here for the Raptors. Again, their offense has got not much of anything done here at all in this game thus far. Trying to get something going here. Ball back at the 24-yard line, so it will be third down and 6 for the Raptors. 7-0 Flyers here at the third. Again, we don't have a running clock here. The refs are controlling the clock. I'm not exactly sure how much time we have left. The refs will let us know when we head to the fourth and final quarter. Third down and 6 here for the Raptors. Cabral pops over the middle, and the pass is caught at the 30-yard line. I think I give the Raptors a first down. Big play there on third down 6. They got exactly 6, exactly what they needed, and they have a fresh set of downs. Again, down 7-0 here in the third. Defense holding strong there on the last drive by the Flyer offense. And there it is, folks. That is the end of the third quarter. And dare I say, get ready for an action-packed fourth quarter. Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 7-0 after 3. We'll be right back for that fourth and final quarter right here on YouTube. Start of the fourth and final quarter, everybody. The Windsor Flyers lead the Rhode Island Raptors 7-0. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube and on the live stream. I'm Stephen Err. We're here at Tucker Field in Cumberland, Rhode Island, just outside of Providence. And it's first down for the Raptors. They converted a big third down and 6, getting just about 6.5 yards for a first down. And Cabral is going to hand off here. Running back cut to the outside. Breaking off a tackle. And down to about the 32. A gain of 2. And there's Nick Selleck. First time we're calling his name here tonight. Selleck had an interception at 41-18 victory over the Hitmen last week. Had a pick 6 that sealed the game against the Raptors back on June 28th. We'll tune the brightness down just a little bit more so you get the best possible view here on YouTube. So Nick Selleck, former Worcester Wildcat, mentioned earlier, played with the Worcester Wildcats the last few summers. The Wildcats folded after 20 years. Also played spring ball with the New England Bulldogs. Bulldogs lost in the semifinal of the ECFL spring season to the eventual champion, Connecticut Falcons. The final score of that game was around 24-19. We'll be second down and 8 here from the 32-yard line. 7-0 Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors here at the fourth. Cabral going down the sideline, and the pass is intercepted. I believe it's interception. But now it looks like they actually called it incomplete. And they do call it incomplete. It looks like the pass was intercepted there for a moment by the Flyers. And they say he stepped out of bounds. He'll not be able to stay in bounds. So it'll be third down and 8 here now for the Raptors. And that's a big sigh of relief there for the Raptors. The interception here at any point could determine if the Flyers get that number 1 seed here tonight. Again, with the Raptors win here, that matchup we talked about earlier, matchup with the Hitmen at the end of the season, could determine who gets that 2 seed. Third down and 8. Ball at the 32-yard line. And Cabral's going to hand off here on third down and 8. And he's going to get to about the 35-yard line. That was some questionable play calling there by the Raptors. And now it's going to be 4th down and 5. And let's see if the Raptors go for it again. They are 1 for 3 on 4th down so far in this game. And let's see if they go for it here once again. Raptors are 1 for 3 on 4th down here tonight. And they are going to go for it here for a 5th time. It's going to be a big 4th down here for the Raptors. See if they can convert. Fourth and 5. But first, we have a timeout. Right back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So here we go. This is the biggest play of the game right now. 4th down and 5 at the 35-yard line. About 13 minutes left here in this one. Flyers up 7-0. Cabral pitch it out here. And the Flyer defense makes the stop. Getting anywhere near that 1st down marker, and the Flyers come away with a big victory here on defense. Offense coming back out, trying to extend their lead and get closer to that number 1 seed in the AA conference when we come back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. So after the Flyers make another stop here on 4th down. Offense coming out up 7-0. About 13 minutes left, and we do apologize for the shaky camera here on the broadcast for everybody. Trying to get it right, and here we go. Brown throws, short passes, dropped, and another one by Barry. That is his 4th drop of the game. And the passing game not doing very well here at all tonight here for the Flyers. 2nd down and 10 coming up here. Again, the Flyers trying to do something here. Still plenty of time left, so they can't really chew up as much clock as they want to. Although the Raptors do have just 1 timeout remaining. Still plenty of time left in this game. So the Flyers, even if they do run the ball football as much as they possibly can here, chew as much of the clock as they can, let's say chew up the next 12 minutes and score, Raptors will still be in this game. So 2nd and 10 after the drop by Barry. Brown steps up, chuck it over the middle, and the pass is intercepted. And just like that, the Raptors defense makes another big stop. Their offense coming back out with a down 7-0 here in the 4th. When we come back, you're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Look like the pass was intercepted by Yardell Santana. And that's a huge play for the Raptors. Now it's still at 7-0 here in the 4th. They have the ball now inside their own 10-yard line. Corbel throws over the middle, and he misses his receiver. Again, looks like once again number 27, Yardell Santana, was the one that came away with the interception there. And that really makes this an extra path quarter. Like I said, we would have here, folks, and so far, it's exactly what we've had. Raptors right back in it. Now deep in their own territory, they got to get out of their own territory here. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Coming up on this next play. 7-0 Windsor on top of the try that again, folks. 7-0 Windsor Flyers on top of the Raptors. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. I'm Steven Err. We're here at Tucker Field at Cumberland, Rhode Island, just outside of Providence. There you go. 2nd down and 10. Corbel throws to the sideline, wide open, and he missed his receiver by just a couple inches there. It looks like it was intended for Thomas Coucher. Pass just gets away from his fingertips, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10 now. So those offensive woes continue here for the Raptors in this game. And they need to get out of their own territory and also need to get a fresh set of downs. They're not going for it here if you can't convert this 3rd down, that's for sure. And even a punt will give the Flyers excellent field position. So there will be their next drive. So once again, look to extend on their 7-0 lead here. Here we go, 3rd down and 10. Ball at about the 10. Cabral steps up, chucking it deep down the field, has a man, and the pass is overthrown. Another missed opportunity there for the Raptors. Now it's 4th down, and we're going to see their punt team come out, no question about it. So Windsor defense able to force 3 straight incompletions. And now their offense will once again come out, try to extend their 7-0 lead. Now as we creep closer to the latter half of this 4th quarter, I'm not exactly sure how much time is left. The Raptors have 1 timeout. They'll have the 2-minute warning, potentially. But they really need something on that drive after the interception there by Santana. And they get nothing going. You can see the frustration there by the Raptors. And the fire truck. Hopefully that doesn't get kicked off of YouTube. Now the punt here for the Raptors. Be their second. And we'll show you here we'll show you here before we have a moment. Flyers have a man back at midfield. And it's a short punt here. This one's gonna bounce. And the Flyers are gonna let it bounce, and it will roll at about the 48-yard line. Raptors offense, Flyers offense coming back out once again to try and extend another 7-0 lead here in the 4th. When we come back, we're watching the Doga Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Flyers offense back here once again, trying to extend another 7-0 lead here in the 4th quarter. Watch the Doga Football League Game of the Week. I'm Steven Eyre. We're here at Tucker Field to cover the word out. On first down, the handoff here to Brown. Brown is wrapped up at about the 47, so he'll lose about a yard. And I mentioned that the Raptors and the Hitmen are tied for second place in the AA Conference. Both of them have 2 losses on the season. The Flyers come in at 7-0 on the season. So if the Hitmen win, the Raptors lose. We'll have to see what happens next week, because that August 23rd game could be a huge one. The Hitmen will host the Raptors, potentially with a chance for both teams to have a chance at that number 2 seed. Can be out in Lawrence, Massachusetts. 2nd down, 11. Ball at the 47. Brown heads off here to Cherry Brown. Brown at the middle. Back into Raptor territory down about the 45. That'll be 3rd down here for the Flyers. So, running game has done well here for the Flyers. However, then they face a 3rd down here. Ball is at the 45-yard line. Be 3rd down to about 3 here, maybe 2. There we got a big play here. 3rd down and 3 from the 45-yard line. Raptors looking to make it a stop. Free play here. Handoff here. 1st down and more. And there he goes. Jacaria Brown into the end zone. Touchdown, Windsor. Jacaria Brown's 2nd touchdown of the night might have just clinched the number 1 seed for the Windsor Flyers. They now lead it 13-0. An offside against the Raptors. This one should stand. Everyone's still on the field here at about inside the 40. Let's see. Officials got together to discuss. It looked like it was a free play. They didn't blow the whistle until after the touchdown was scored. So it looks like the touchdown will stand. It was an offside against the Raptors. So the Flyers have extended that lead. It's now 13-0. About a 46-yard touchdown run there by Jacaria Brown. That's his 2nd of the night. Just looking to go to discuss something here about the 35-yard. Let's see it right there. Everybody near the goal line, ready for Schweber's extra point. So again, the offside by the Raptors. The penalty will be declined, and the touchdown by Ja'Carri Brown is good. And now the Flyers inching closer to that number 1 seed here in the North Atlantic Division. Everybody ready for this extra point. Not sure how much time is left here in this fourth quarter. And here we go. Schweber cut off for the extra point. The extra point is good. Ja'Carri Brown, a 46-yard touchdown. Might have just put this one away for the Windsor Flyers. They now lead at 14-0 here in the fourth. We'll be right back. You're watching the New England Football League Game of the Week right here on YouTube. 14-0 Windsor Flyers on top of the Rhode Island Raptors here in the fourth quarter. Watching the New England Football League Game of the Week. And this one will bounce at about the 10-yard line. It'll be picked up by the Raptors. And they'll get to about the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. That's it right there. Raptors now have their work cut out for them here, down 14-0 here in the, what I believe is the latter half of the fourth quarter. Again, we don't have a running clock here at Tucker Field. But I'm sure that this is pretty much the coup de grace here. This is it for the Raptors. If they don't get anything done on this drive, Flyers will be clinching that number 1 spot here at the AA Conference. This is a big drive here for the Raptors. Also a big drive here, of course, for the Windsor defense. Been on fire this entire game. All they got to do pretty much here is make one more stop and put this one to bed. And then we'll start with the ball at the 20-yard line, down 14-0 here in the fourth quarter. Got a big drive here for the Raptors. They need to get something going here. Otherwise, the Flyers are going home with a win. Improved to 8-0. Here we go. First down, ball at the 20-yard line. Cabral is in the shotgun. Flyers showing blitz. Cabral throws short, passes uphill. Passes to the ground, incomplete. The number 81, Pedro Miranda III, was the one that looks like he was there, pressuring Cabral. So let's talk next week, folks. Where will we be next week? Well, it's a good question. And I mentioned this earlier. Next week we have a slop of games. We don't really have a game of the week next week. This is clearly the one this week. Well, some might argue about the Cobras and the Eagles. Next week we have absolutely nothing. So the answer is either we're going to Woburn, Massachusetts for the Longhorns game against the Ravens, or we're going to Springfield for the Black Panthers game against the Riptide. Riptide and Black Panthers will be meeting for the second time in the last 3 weeks. Riptide defeated the Black Panthers out in Cranston last week, 41-0. It's the final on that one. We have time out on the field, so we'll be right back right here on YouTube. So we talked about already, folks, how if the Raptors and Hitmen meet in the final week of the regular season, well, they won't meet in the final week, they could be meeting for the 2 seed in the AA Conference. Well, in the AAA Conference, Cobras and Bandits will be doing the same in the regular season finale as the ball is thrown and incomplete about the 31-yard line. So, again, folks, we talked about already how the Raptors could somehow be fighting for the 2 seed in the regular season finale against the Haverhill Hitmen. And in the AAA Conference could be seeing the same exact thing as the Boston Bandits take on the Middleborough Cobras in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. West Roxbury High School to be exact. Those 2 teams could be fighting for the 2 seed and the AAA Conference in the regular season finale. So while we have not so great games next week, this is the best game by far. regular season finale in 2 weeks' time. Get your popcorn ready, because one of those two games could determine the 2 seed in either the AA or the AAA conference. And another whistle here. And it looks like the Raptors called their final timeout. We'll be right back. Back to the action here. It is 4th down here for the Raptors, so this is literally their last gasp here in this game. Otherwise, Flyers are coming away with victory in the #1 seed in the North Atlantic Division. Cabral steps up, chucking it down the field, and the pass is way overthrown. And that's it, folks. This game is over. Windsor offense going to come back out and end this game when we come back. Now it's time here for the Flyers. The 14-0 lead. Just a couple minutes left here in the 4th. Joe with the rest of his clock. Head out of here with a victory. Head to 8-0 on the year. And the #1 seed in the North Atlantic Division. And a handoff here on 1st down. Gets to about the 15-yard line. And some shouting going on. It sounds from the field. A lot of tension here on the Raptors sideline. I'm not going to show you that here on camera. It's like John Costa going after one of his teammates a few times here out of frustration. You see Costa number 58 already taking his shoulder pads off, walking away from the rest of his team. And off here, looks like Collins taking a handoff, and he will be hit, loses the football, picks it back up though, and then he's hit again. Whistle blew as the ball came out. So what are they going to say? Going to say Collins was down? Looks like they're going to say that's the end of the game. The Windsor Flyers have clinched the #1 seed in the North Atlantic Division Conference with a 14-0 win over the Rhode Island Raptors here tonight. For the Rhode Island Raptors, for the Windsor Flyers, for the New England Football League, I'm Stephen Err. That'll do it for this one. Thanks for turning out tonight, folks. We'll see you next time.